Hello everyone. The title of today's episode is very profoundly Walking Among New Lights. And so what that means is we have an acknowledgement of lights, which is the lamp on our desk. And by new lights, I don't mean a new lamp, but we have an acknowledgement of light that is that which is within our eyes. We look at this cosmos and there's an intelligence here, for we stand with it, among it. And when it is suggested walking among new lights, we begin to see every day new consciousness is being birthed in this plane, in this world. And so it is not about the temporalness of it, but more about how much beauty can be present and universally existentially allowed. This includes the beauty of freedom. This includes the beauty of the patient. This includes the beauty of the being that trusted its being. We are present in a very interesting world. Many phenomena is happening right now. Our society is shifting. The consciousness of the kids are changing. That means parents are changing their parenting attitudes, and so the children are being born differently. Every generation is creating its own unique travelers within this journey of life. And so when you begin to see that some beings have already been here for a while, they are here standing and communicating to the new consciousness. What that means is that there is one birth, which is your physical birth, which is what is on your birth certificate, and there is one birth, which is your awareness to your totality beyond an individual consciousness. As you become aware of this, you become that which is playfully aware of the projection, but never is the projection. Your awareness is that knowing which is beyond the obstruction. New renaissances will occur. Beings that are being born need to be given an allowance, and if they are not, they will take it. And that is the beauty of mankind. We thought we could do wrong. The systems externally thought they could incorrect us. But we stand corrected by life intelligence, which is a natural phenomena. Because when man never had an opinion and just wanted to live peacefully, that guy who had a plan was flawed, for he was in his flaw. For he was lost in your projection. And you will see that consciousness does not need a personality to feel it can bring wrath or give truth to someone. Personality is just a puppet connected by the strings of this energy that is here. The strings of the different bodies that are simultaneously present, and when different bodies are simultaneously present, there is a spark of multidimensionality. There is that recognition that if you are a moment of being and I'm a moment of being, and we're both present here, and we each have our own view of the world, there seems to be many worlds in one, and there seems to be one world in nothing. For the emptiness of man was the door to how he moved beyond this plane of existence. And so as the pilot became the plane, he was the absolute knowing within the existential movement, within that existential observance. And so there comes this grace where you begin to see you do not need to just love every being, every form in your reality you're seeing. You need to love its ability to change and grow. Because the only task, the only job that Mr.Within finds the human being should have is in working to make a better future for the human beings that are coming. Selfishness will limit your intelligence. A man with a big ego does not have an open mind. He does not have an awareness to that which is more than what the external is suggesting. External suggestion is an aspect. Do not be afraid. Existential confrontation means close your eyes and then tell me, and then experiment, and then tell me what is here. Do not be so satisfied with the toys that are giving you convictions. For many people are working with knowledge that has been developed through history, and that means it is not their knowledge. No idea belongs to you, for it is part of the natural vision of man. When ego was never there, the egg could never crack. For a phoenix is not hindered by ashes when it rises anew. How you walk among new consciousness is the elegance and beauty which your presence allows the life around you to thrive. I will use two analogies here. I want you to see that one analogy is when I was thinking about how to make money, I was just looking at the concept because at some earlier point in my life I wanted to be a finance student. And I looked at life and I thought I read somewhere that the best way to have an income would be an income where it's still making you income while you're asleep, right? This was the financial idea that this person had written somewhere on this website, which in a sense was pretty much do something in this life that is suggesting an eternal kind of valuation. So make your short-term investment something that is maybe being a long-term investment for you. And that was kind of the suggestion. So I suddenly had a change of heart, in a sense, a change of awareness, and I'm no longer a finance student. But I noticed that the same analogy, just by the conceptually, could somehow be presented in how beings sought existential clarity. That walking among new consciousness, we first need to trust as consciousness, not as a body that feels it has consciousness. You must trust as a conscious moment. Your moment of being is the treasure which is always being revealed. And so the way I saw it in regards to life is that what can you do in this life that will give you an understanding beyond this short term, which is your birth and death? You want to move beyond that. What can you do which is an understanding beyond this ride? And so in a sense, I noticed the mystics could be amazing financial planners, but in a sense, they choose not to, for they are not working with the value in a certain image of a self. Some people I've noticed that they go too much in the guru's image as well. They fall in love with the imagery rather than the intention, which is to make the being self-reflectively aware. More than I am here in a profound manner, you are here in a profound manner. Because we are all existential intelligence in the manner that there needs to be no distinction. So in a mystic's way, what you would do in this life is to pay attention to it in a way where it makes your intelligence beyond that which is temporal. We are seeking a non-linear intelligence in the linear, and we are seeing that it doesn't make sense, and that's the new consciousness. Our trust in giving people the ability to walk in their own world, not to limit their world because we want to walk in a certain way. Before we have a right to judge our governments, we should judge ourselves for being in where we are. The government is just an external projection. It could be a government or it could be a lion in the woods who's about to attack you. It does not matter. It is the internal being who's navigating here. The pilot of consciousness is existentially aware, not ego-sensitive, not going based on what ideology is giving it affirmity in. My fellow beings, activate your greatest vision and be clear within the greatest existential allowance. Infinity is your creative being. And so perhaps in the ends of ends, you shall see your vision is the new beginning. For as we walk among new consciousness, not only is the collective being reintroduced in so many ways, but when your finger decides to listen to you, you had always pointed yourself the right way. Your whole is missing one W to just be whole. And this W is the same W that is within. Because it is only a hole until you enter the unknown realms in which you suggested that it was an uncomfortable zone for you. You know? And also don't stay in the comfort zone mentality or not. There's no such thing as a comfort zone. You're just a present moment. You're walking, you're alive, you're experiencing new things. Be aware of novelty. In that novelty, you will see the same amount of existential allowance you want to have in your new moments should be the same amount of existential allowance that you are also providing for others around you. We want every kid to be here, and if they have one great idea, in other words, if like, let's say a 10-year-old kid suddenly realizes the greatest idea that could help mankind, he must have an ability to get that idea immediately to the ears of our leaders. What that means is the leaders must realize that their voice is the people's voice, and the people must realize that the leader is their voice. That if you have chosen a leader, trust that projection, but at the same time, trust the leader within as well. Because that leader knows if the leader in front of you is false or not. For the honesty of man was the act that always showered the novel in life. Much blessings and namaste.